What's up, Warriors? Welcome to another episode of the Mental Health Movement Podcast, Voice for the Voiceless. Today, we're going to be doing an episode on music and mental health and, just the overall impact that music has on us, as human beings. Of course, as you all know, music is very therapeutic for many. It helps us cope in many different ways. Today, I have two guests. I have my buddy George and my buddy Vince, and we're going to be talking about music. Guys, introduce yourselves. Vince, you can go first.
My name is Vince. Originally from Arizona, moved to Texas for 10 years. Now I'm out in Kansas. I pretty much listen to everything. So that's about it.
Yeah, George.
I'm George. I'm 30. I live in New Jersey. Kind of bounce back and forth between Jersey and Florida. And I really do listen to everything.
I can vouch for that. He does listen to everything. It's kind of crazy. Okay. So as I'm sure all of you know, music can provide nearly all of us an escape, destination unknown, if you will. Some of us use it to cope with trauma. Some even interpret and absorb the lyrics. And let's be honest, some of us even sing our hearts out, no matter how terribly we sing. George, can you tell us how music has impacted you?
A lot, actually. I feel like music is like a language that if this makes sense, it's like a language that everybody follows, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like music can impact everything in your life, from your mood to how you behave to just like everything all around.
Right.
But I feel like music impacts me a lot. I really do, because I could, if a certain way you're feeling, just throw on a song and you could change your mood, go deeper into your mood, whatever. I feel like music is a big part of my life.
Right. Vince, same question for you. How has music had an impact on you?
Man, I mean, I pretty much agree with everything he just said. For me, for the most part, it's very therapeutic. There's certain genres, and like if I'm feeling a certain type of way, there's certain genres that I'll throw on that'll help me either get through that emotion, or they'll help me, get pumped up for it, whether it's going to the gym or if I'm having a bad day and shit. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a language that everybody speaks, and every lyric has a meaning to it. It's just about finding that meaning, really, for me.
Isn't it amazing that, now that we're older and we can interpret music and listen for the lyrics just to hear how, one day they can make you, it's like a really feel good feeling, right? And then the next song you put on just like punches you in the face because it's just so powerful. I've told my story a couple times to people. You guys know this, since you guys are in the mental health group with me. But Chester Bennington, the lead singer for Linkin Park, he was the reason I started anything in this mental health movement. His 5-year anniversary just passed on the 20th, and his impact on my life, I couldn't possibly describe, just because everything that he said in his songs ranged anything from abuse to not feeling like you belong, just feeling like you don't fit the mold. And I know both of you guys can probably identify with at least some of his music, because I feel like he always had a way of making everybody feel like they were included in one way or another. Is there any artist specific to either of you that you can just always listen to, like no matter the mood, like it's always something that you just have right there in your back pocket?
Are you talking about like in general, or do you mean like for like a certain type of mood type thing?
In general, like for me, like Linkin Park is always like, I can't ever skip anything that comes out of my Spotify. So like for you guys, is there like one specific artist? Like it can be two, it can be three. I'm just saying in general.
very wild.
It's Christina Aguilera, is it? I knew it.
100%. It's Mariah Carey. I love it. Her Christmas album was amazing.
Yes.
No, I think because I grew up and I was always around like my older cousins and all that stuff, I don't care what mood I'm in, where I'm at. If Bone Thugs and Harmony comes on, I'm listening to it.
That's fair.
Across the board. Like it does not matter. And then there's a guy named Blast who spells his name BLXST. He's like an R&B hip hop guy. Same with him. I could listen to his song because he has just a wide range of music. So like those two are probably my go-tos always.
Right. How about for you, Vince?
Oh man. Just narrowing it down to just a couple of artists, that's hard just because like in my go-to every day, it literally will range from freaking piano instrumentals to country to metal to rap, like and everybody at work will look at me and be like, the but no, I think here lately, like I've shared with you, is From Ashes to New. Just because their lyrics, for me, I can sit there and listen to and feel the story in it, you know?
Right.
And like, and there's NF, the rapper NF, he's got some pretty deep lyrics. It's just pretty much anything that I can feel in those lyrics that I can vibe to.
Yeah. When I met From Ashes to New back in April, they were doing the Q&A before they were taking pictures with everybody, and I wrote them a letter. I was talking with my therapist. I'm like, this is really big for me because they kind of filled that void when Chester took his life. Their lyrics were inspired by how he did his music. So when I met them, I'm like, I just wanted to thank you for carrying on his legacy, because like you said, like there's a story behind every single song that they put out, and every newer song that they put out, it gets heavier and heavier. And I think if not Linkin Park, if not Rise Against, it's From Ashes to New every single time, because like you said, their lyrics are so relatable, and the story, just their story in general, like take the music completely aside, their story is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Have you guys met a musician that I guess inspired you in some sort in your life? Like, have you ever met a musician or just an artist in general, I guess?
I haven't, no.
The artists I met are not that inspiring.
Oh no.
The artists I met were at like Wild Splash and stuff, so it's not really the artists that are like speaking to you,
Right.
It was more like the feel good stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, not really. I haven't gone to too many concerts like in general, but not really too many, like especially like them where you're able to meet them and stuff.
It's interesting that there's a wide majority of people that just don't like the concert vibe. And I was kind of surprised at the amount of people that said, I have no interest in ever attending a concert.
Which is crazy to me, especially if you're into music that much.
Yeah.
But you know what the thing is I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to music, as much as like I feel like we have like the same similarities, like as like listening to the lyrics and all that stuff, a lot of people just like the radio hits and just like being able to be like, oh, all right, I could put the radio on and hear the song 15 times in an hour.
Right.
And just like the vibe of it, they don't care about the lyrics and all that stuff. But as far as like me, like I know, Leroy, Farnham, all them, like we have like a whole group chat where we'll be posting songs and we just and then Leroy and them have a podcast also where it's strictly about music, and they break down like the lyrics and they break down like all this stuff. So they're big into music.
Right.
So like I follow them as well. But I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to like the concerts, I feel like people just go for the good time.
Right.
Which is great. And some people who don't like it, I just feel like that's crazy. Concerts are amazing.
Vince, were you saying something?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. I was gonna say, to add to your point, George, I feel like those people who don't like going to concerts just kind of like you said, like the vibe of just being alone and escaping into whatever story that artist is trying to tell. Like for me, when I go to concerts, yeah, it's cool to go have people go with you, but I also feel like if that person doesn't like the specific artist that you went there for,
Mm,
it's kind of like, well, shit, why did you come then? Like, yeah, you're supporting your friend, but if
Yeah.
they're not enjoying it nearly as much as you are.
yeah.
And I feel like if I'm gonna go to a concert with a friend, I want to make sure I'm like, yeah, these are the bands that are gonna be there. This is the headliner, blah blah blah. And I've been to concerts with people who I ask how what they thought about it. And I'm like, yeah, it was okay. I'm like, what? The concert was amazing.
I've bro,
Kind
I've
of
been
crazy.
to I've been to like those little pop-up concerts, even
Mhm.
if it's like not local bands, and like just have a great time, bro. When you have like a genuine love for music, you could have a great time. I feel like in any environment of music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I went to, you would never expect me to go to a Jimmy Buffett concert. Like 3 years ago, Christina and her dad to a Jimmy Buffett concert. I was like the youngest person there, and I had a blast. Everyone's in Hawaiian shirts, drinking beers, and I loved every second of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it is what you make it.
Yeah, right. Um, so obviously, as you guys know, there are very many different forms of therapy, and music therapy being one of them. And I've experienced a form of music therapy like spread out in my sessions when I lived in Jersey. And they use 4 different techniques. So there's lyric analysis, there's music playing, which is with instruments. Then there's active music playing, which they change the song based on your mood, and then there's songwriting. Out of these 4 mentioned, which do you feel like you would benefit from the most? Because I know some people might be more creative than others. Some people, like you said, George, would be able to break down lyrics and you're like, wow, this is what this person was explaining. Out of those 4, what do you think would benefit you the most?
Hang on, my daughter decided to run in here. Go, mommy, okay? I'm sorry, baby. My bad, guys.
It's okay.
Could you say the 4 again?
Yeah, so it's lyric analysis, music playing, which is instrument, active music playing, which is basically they change the songs based on your mood, and then they have songwriting.
You answer first, so I gotta think about that.
Go ahead, Vince, you can go first.
I think for me, it would be a toss between the active music listening and the lyrical breakdown, just because for me, like when I share music with you and stuff, that those lyrics that are in that music in that moment is how I feel in that moment,
Right.
So I think that those 2 would be the most beneficial, just because and it'll change. Like I'll be listening to that 1 minute, but the next minute it'll be more upbeat,
Right. Like
So
I wonder if whenever they do that therapy with people, if they do those 2 hand in hand, because when I researched it, essentially it kind of sounds like it would be the same.
yeah,
Because it changes based on your mood. So wouldn't you be listening for the lyrics too? You know what I mean?
yeah.
George, did you come to a
Yeah, I
conclusion?
think the lyrics.
Yeah.
I just think that like listening to people's words and songs completely changes my vibe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know if I want to listen to if I'm in a great mood and I throw something on at work when I'm in the truck, I'm not gonna go to like someone that's talking about something depressing or anything like that.
Right.
But then like the next song could be shuffle on the thing, and then it could be talking about something else, and like I'll just have it on, and then it would completely change your mood. So I would think lyrics is probably like the number 1 for me.
Yeah, I would probably say the lyric analysis and then the active music playing. See, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with the active music playing part, and only because if I'm sad, I will try to go the opposite direction. You know what I mean? Like if I want to listen to something sad, I'll put it on, just to kind of process those lyrics.
Mhm.
But like if I'm in a upset mood where I just don't want to be around anybody, I'm not gonna want to listen to sad music. I
Yeah.
would want to hear about something inspiring in a song or something. And that kind of brings me to a song that was made by Logic. George, I'm pretty sure you know this one. You might know it as well, Vince. It's the Suicide
Yeah.
Hotline song.
Yeah.
And basically it's a song of him and his therapist basically saying that he wants to die, and he just pretty much fed up with life and everything, and his therapist talking him through it, saying everything's going to be okay, and what's day without a little night, right? And I feel that would be the kind of song that I would want to listen to if I'm depressed, because you hear of this is how I'm feeling right now. This is where I want to be, in that inspiring part of the song. So I feel like if you're a therapist and you're doing music therapy, I feel, it's good to match the mood that the person's in, but I also feel like, you should try and like get them on the opposite of what they're feeling. Like instead of anger, let's switch it up to being calm. Let's put on something calm, not let's put on Slayer and you know what I mean?
Is it weird that I actually sometimes find myself like song by song gradually getting myself out of the mood?
No, I do that too.
'Cause, like when I'm upset,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about a certain thing.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'll find myself going to like a certain type of music.
Mhm.
But I can't, like when I'm in that like mode, I can't just go from like say like sad music right to like happy music.
Yeah. So like gradually get yourself
You know
there.
what I'm saying? Like there's got to be like a little bit of a playlist in the middle,
Right.
and then like you hit that point where like you're like, all right, you know what, and then like you're good.
Right. Like
I feel that.
for me, whenever I'm listening to Spotify, usually I'll just scroll to a song I want to listen to right away. And after I'll listen to, say for instance, I'm going to listen to Falling in Reverse. Then I'll put on From Ashes to New, and then I'll put on this, then I'll put on that. And like you said, like kind of like the gradual
Yeah.
mood. Sometimes I can just listen to whatever the hell my Spotify shuffles it on. But then there's days where I want to listen to one specific song first and then gradually get myself in a better mood.
Mhm.
And I got like 20 hours worth of music on my Spotify. So it's just like, I don't know what I want to listen to. Yes, I do. We're going here, here, and here.
Yeah. Same.
When I did therapy in Jersey, I was introduced to country music.
I love country.
I have never in my life went out of my way to listen to country music. Just because it's not really, the pace isn't right for me, right?
Right.
And she put on that song Chicken Fried.
Oh, Zach Brown.
And
Yeah.
everybody in the world knows that song.
Yeah.
And when the line that came up, there's no $sign and a piece of mind, my mind was blown. I'm like, this is what I'm missing out on? I thought it was all about tractors and I lost my dog and girl and I'm going fishing and I got a pickup truck.
I love country.
And it's gradually got me listening to like Glenn Campbell and Jesus, what is it? Is it Lee Bryce?
We got
Vince?
to get you on some George Strait.
Yeah, no, I can't do George Strait.
That's the king of country.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
And
It's just like that too much of a hee-haw for me.
I am flabbergasted, bro. All my exes live in Texas is a hit. What are you talking about? That is like a cult classic.
I'll listen to Ring of Fire before I ever listen to George Strait. I'll put it that way.
Listen, I'll put my overalls on right now and I'll show you how to do that.
Can't do it, man. I'm sorry. So we talked about the different benefits of music. George, you mentioned mood. Vince, you mentioned it helps you, decompress and helps you in the gym. And I wrote down a couple things that some of them kind of go hand in hand with each other. but there's cognitive performance, which it's our focus. If we're trying to get a task done, like I know some people when they mow the lawn, they have to have music going because it just helps them get it done and not get distracted by anything else. Or you're trying to write a paper or whatever you're trying to do. Because Vince, I know you're in school, right? You're doing stuff for school.
No, that was just work classes.
Oh, okay, it was work classes. I'm assuming. Do you listen to music when you do stuff like that? Like, does it help you focus on that, or do you have to have like silence?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. For me, if I'm typing anything up, I have to have music, or else I will literally go insane, or I'll just sidetrack.
Yeah.
And then, of course, reducing stress, which we talked about. So this one that I wrote down was kind of interesting, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on it, guys. Is music helps you eat less. Now, I'm trying to like process that in what they mean by music makes you eat less, and it kind of like put the gym and all that kind of all under one umbrella. So I'm just wondering for you, like, when you listen to music, do you eat less?
No.
No.
I'm genuinely so confused.
I can't say, I don't know how that's think about barbecues and cookouts and all that stuff. Like you have music going.
Right.
We always have music going in the house. Like we were cleaning earlier and we had the Sonos speaker blast
Right.
music around the house. Like I've eaten 17 bags of chips since I've been sitting here. So
yeah, the eating less thing kind of confused me. And then there was improving your memory, which I think I actually agree to that a lot. I can remember lyrics probably better than I can remember a phone number.
you know what's funny that you say that? I got in trouble in school in Mitchell for that.
For
I
music?
started because like I would always like hum songs or sing songs, and she'd be like, "How do you remember these lyrics? We can't remember the fucking math problem." And I'm like, "I'm interested in this. I'm not interested in why
Oh, X plus Y. Yeah, sorry, I got Diddy on or whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think that's I think that's actually probably one of the biggest benefits of I guess we would call that a benefit of music, right?
I absolutely think it would be a benefit because if you think about it,
Think of hundreds, possibly thousands of songs
yeah,
you have saved in your head right now, bro.
and with those lyrics, experiencing trauma, experiencing depression, they use music for people that have schizophrenia.
Yeah.
And when you remember those lyrics, it's just like, wow, this person told me I can get through this, and then you start remembering that, and you start remembering whatever lessons throughout your life, what a certain song told you, or explained to you, I guess is the right way to put that. So I guess for me, like you said, George, like over hundreds and thousands of songs that have gone on through my life. Like I still remember like every line to the song All Star by Smash Mouth, and that song came out like 30 years ago.
Exactly. Right, we know songs from before we were born.
Right. Exactly.
Like for George Strait.
I feel like George wakes up and just
he was popular
George,
how long ago? Okay. And I still know half his songs.
I feel like George wakes up in the morning and sings Sweet Caroline.
I sing It's Raining Men every morning.
Yes. I knew it.
When I'm brushing my teeth, it's my get up thing, and that's it. And Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Oh, yes. Best email ever.
Yes. I need to get in contact with him so he could be my intro music for my streams. So I'm gonna get copyright.
Get the rights for it. Another one I wrote down was pain management. I can kind of see that for like if you're in physical therapy and you're not like focused on what pain you're going through, do that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we have headphones.
I would use that more towards like motivation though, wouldn't you? They have like the pain management thing.
Yeah. And like I said, a lot of these kind of go like hand in hand with each other, and another one I wrote down was sleeping better. I can attest to that because I have to have noise to go to sleep. Like background noise puts me to sleep. I cannot go to sleep in silence. I just can't do it.
You gotta have like the TV on type thing or like music.
I do a little bit of both. Sometimes I do like instrumental stuff. Sometimes I'll just put on the sound of like rain and thunder on my Spotify, and that'll help me sleep. So I definitely think when you're listening to music while you're trying to sleep, it helps. But obviously, I'm not going to put on something like super
DMX.
screamo. You know what I mean?
Have DMX like party up in here going on.
Imagine just waking up and be like, open it here. It's like 2:00 in the morning.
No, you know, it's actually funny. My daughter, when she like is anxious and doesn't want to go to sleep, they turn like all the Disney musicals like Moana, like Frozen, all that. They turned a lot of their songs into sleep music. So it's like very soft music now, and like very soft voices and all that. We have a whole playlist on our phones for her to go to sleep. And 90% of the time I go to sleep to like Moana.
It's amazing. Okay, so was there ever a time in your life that you needed music more than anything else? George, I'll start with you.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like I wouldn't say one time. Like I feel like I need music a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I genuinely feel like I need music a lot. Like if I even for like the littlest things, bro. Like I always have like an AirPod in when I'm walking in the Wawa. I always have music on. I have the Bluetooth in the truck. I always have music on. Usually when I'm sitting at home, we have music playing in some type of way.
Right.
But I feel like if like I really needed it is, yeah, for like certain situations, like you know, my grandma, she passed away, hold on, I'm 30. So she passed away probably like 14 years ago, something like that. Like when I think about her, I'll put like songs on that she like, you know what I'm saying? So like in situations like that, I feel like you need music to kind of be in that zone, if that makes sense.
Yeah. How about for you, Vince?
I mean, I'm pretty much feel the same way, because if I'm doing something, I got music on, whether it's working on something at work or doing stuff around the house or whatever. Man, when my dad died, it's pretty much music a lot. Not when I was at school, but definitely when I was at the house and around people. I just had that escape, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to deal with anything, so that's about it. Because I mean, for me, if I'm at work, I got a headphone in like 24/7 there. So
Right.
when I leave, I got it playing, and when I get home,
Yeah.
for the most part, I don't have it. But
Yeah. I mean, for me, I went to 3 different high schools in like 10th grade, and I couldn't really make friends because I couldn't stay in a school because we moved around so much. And for me, music was there to essentially reach its hand out and, you know, make sure that I can teach my way to cope, teach me a way to get through whatever I was going through at the time. And I feel like you guys said, music is almost always involved in my life one way or another. So I definitely feel like it's something that I can't go without. You know, if I had a choice between getting rid of everything or getting rid of music, I'd get rid of everything else to keep music, just because it got me through so much in my life, whether that was loss or whether that was whatever crap I was going through in my life. Just got to hit a quick pause really quick.